something that I struggle with is figuring out the right amount of cheese um, or sleaziness to sort of sell your ideas and sell who you are. And I don't know what the right answer is, um, in terms of the right amount of cheese. I think we sort of overstep our boundaries every once in a while. I am um, less cheese. So what do I mean by that? So there is, so being Canadian, I tend to be understated. Or I think that's my personality, is to be understated and to not do self promotion. It's really, really awkward for me to do any sort of self promotion. It is very awkward to sort of step out in the limelight. It's sort of ingrained in the Canadian culture, to not do those kind of things, to not step out and to not be extravagant in any sort of way. So I struggle with the right amount, what I call cheese, right? So, like, to what extent are you pushing the boundaries on what you feel comfortable with self promotion and as well as selling, whether it's your ideas or to something else, right? So for me, it's and the reason why I'm talking about this, I struggle with, like, so for example, YouTube videos that I've been I just put on like a silly little thumbnail, but it's sort of figuring out, hey, what kind of title should you put on, and what is the thumbnail that you should put on that will get people to click on it, right? And it's surprising. Clickbait works, like it does, right? People will click on things that they're like, oh my God, it's so easy, and all I have to do is this. And sorry, I'm peeling a grapefruit right now. Um, so yeah, it works because people get tricked into doing that sort of quick win sort of stuff. That's why sleazy people on the internet propagate all over the place. That there is a lot of sleazy people on the internet because people sort of get tricked by that stuff, right? That's why spam actually works. If it doesn't work, you know, um, if the king of Saudi Arabia um, didn't contact you all the time, I don't know which country it is from, but is it Saudi Arabia? I thought it was an African country. But anyways, if they didn't contact you all the time and send you all these spammy emails, and if people did not click on it, and send them money, then spam would not exist. But uh, we're programmed to look for quick, easy wins. It's kind of like human nature, right? We're rational human beings. Rational human beings means that you'll fall prey to those kind of things, right? You're looking for quick wins all the time. You're looking for to maximize the amount of benefit that you have with the least amount of effort. That is rational. And so we look for we want quick wins, and so sometimes we'll do things and we'll fall prey to people being spammy and sketch, and you'll click on it. I've done that in the past. I've clicked on things that were like, oh yeah, look at that. I've clicked on things of the, a pretty picture of the opposite sex. All of those kind of things that work. And what they're doing, right? Like this is like real spammy marketing, and it's not even marketing. I don't know what it is, kind of sort of spammy stuff. But what they're preying on is your biological evolutionary programmed needs. And we've got, what are our needs, right? I can't remember what the all the needs are, but we need to eat, shelter, maybe. We need to have sex. We need to propagate. So of course that's a huge thing. We need to feel belonging, right? So think about all the things that you yearn for, right? Like all of those things that you really truly yearn for. Those are biological needs. They're programmed into your lizard brain, deep down into your lizard brain. And we actually it's more than a want, right? Like it is a yearn. We're like, it is more than a desire. It's like programmed into you. So all of those things, I mean, marketers are real smart. Um, they will, and I mean, it really doesn't take anything to sort of think of these things. You put a on a thumbnail on YouTube, right? Let's go back to that example. If I put this beautiful looking, if I did put some pretty girl in a bikini, and then I also put a beautiful cupcake on there, and then maybe had some sort of weird curiosity that was on it on the thumbnail, like I don't know, I, like you're carrying around a pet, um, a pet chicken, and all of those things, like this weird curiosity where you're just like, oh, what's that all about? And all of those things, not only is there like this pull for you to like be attracted to it, right? So if you want to get female people that click on it, you probably put an attractive male, half dressed attractive male, and then you have like some sort of nice food that you're like, oh wow, look at this, yummy food. So, all of those things, and then you promise that you're going to get rich quick, or you're going to move up in status, or all those kind of things that play on, and you're going to get, if you're going to click on this, means you're automatically going to have friends. If you capture all of those things, that is to the extreme of cheese and the extreme of like, yuck. Um, when you capture all of those things, people click on it and they're likely going to watch all the way through, or watch a significant portion waiting for all of that cheese to happen. Um, so, what you have to realize is it's uncomfortable to figure out what is the right amount of cheese, because some cheese is okay, right? Like you do need to do a little bit of cheese, right, to do self promotion, I think. So in academia, you really have to do a lot of self promotion. It's like I can't imagine, how important it is, but it's like any other career. But we're kind of like independent firms. We're sort of like islands, and the more ideas that we sell, the more sort of popular you get. And it's a popularity contest. So you know, the more that you sort of sell these ideas, the more attractive they get. And there's that component of it, right? Like there is a sort of selling component to it where people are like, you know, um, there's been some real hits, with sort of selling ideas. Freakonomics, it's been a hit with it. Um, but there's other the norms. Not only am I Canadian, but the norms in academia also are like there's an underlying norm of like being subtle and not being too self-promotionary, but being self-promotionary. And we all sort of face this like, how much should we do, right? And I really struggle with that because I'm naturally, more introspective. I'm naturally like, more of a shy, I guess a shy person is naturally very, very shy growing up. Um, and going and doing self promotion to me feels like stranger danger. It feels like it's got that sort of same emotion that somebody's gonna, I'm gonna do something and somebody's gonna say that that thing is stupid. Um, so I don't know. Okay, so I do know a little bit here, in terms of how much self promotion is good. If you're naturally a person that self promotion feels very awkward, you should be doing more. Um, whatever that self promotion looks like, right? That's an important thing. If you are a natural person that you don't care about self promotion and you just do it, right? Like that is your natural thing. You're kind of a, as my dad used to say, a loudmouth schnook. You're that kind of person. You're probably not listening to this channel anyways because you care just about yourself, right? You're probably a heck of a lot more narcissistic. Um, so if you've got those tendencies, then you probably shouldn't do any self-promotion, right? And it's sort of figuring out what is the fine line for you. If it feels awkward and weirdo, you're feeling like a weirdo doing it, you probably should be doing more self-promotion. If you feel absolutely comfortable, ease back on it. I think that's a good rule. But it's fun to think about this, and it's a struggle that I face all the time. I just want everybody to be well aware of it. I don't know. I don't know what is and there is no optimal, right? Like we got to be. What's going to happen is you're going to do self promotion. You're going to reach a level, and people are going to get kind of cheesed off from you, or some other people are going to be like, I don't like that person, or you're not going to do it. You're not going to get any sort of fanfare of any sort, right? Nobody's going to know who you are, and it doesn't matter anyways. And so it's finding that sort of sweet spot where how much cheese is good, is difficult, and I don't think that there's a clear answer, but it's kind of in the mid round, I think. And then you also sort of layer on the different cheese of like, when is it appropriate, or what are you trying to accomplish with this cheese? So that's why I was kind of like, I'm doing an awful lot of good, with the reciprocity YouTube channel, an awful lot of good. And so I was like layering on, and maybe I'm delusional, but I was layering on some more cheese to get people to click on it, to sort of drown out, crowd out other cheese that's on the internet. So that's the way I kind of have to view it, is like, hey, if I can get one less person to be like fooled and to feel bad about themselves, about other, kind of sleazy stuff on the internet, and sort of getting tricked to do things, and all that kind of stuff, I can get them just to kind of listen to this. My way is not the right way, but it's probably a heck of a lot better than others. Um, you know, hey, I think that's good in this world. Um, so little cheese goes a long ways. Anyways, hopefully you can go and enjoy this. You know what I need to say right now is this podcast is sponsored by the dairy industry. All right, take care, and have a wonderful day. Bye.